Do you know that you can make your bread by yourself, like from scratch, like from processing the flour to mixing everything and to making a soft, fluffy bread just like this? Yes. So you guys remember the other time I made my own flour and I shared the video with you all? This is that flour. So I have 250 grams of that flour. To that I added 35 grams of sugar, added 5 grams of salt, and then added 3 grams of instant dry yeast. First, I added about 150 grams of water and a bit of my flavoring, combo flavor. I went ahead and start combining or mixing everything together. Okay, now at this point, I went in with 10 grams of margarine. You can also use butter or any good fat for this. Okay, so after combining that, I added extra 30 grams of water, making it 180 grams of water. So that was what I used. You notice that whole wheat flour usually takes lots of water. So this 180, it may even require you to add extra water, but I just decided to stop at that. I sprinkled some vegetable oil on my work surface, transfer the dough on my work surface, and I started kneading. Like I always do, whenever I want to make my dough with my hands, I use my rolling pin to hit the dough, to roll out the dough, to hit the dough till I get a very soft dough. So I discovered that I needed to add extra butter or margarine there. So I added extra 5 grams of margarine, and I continue kneading this dough just to make sure that my dough is super soft and stretchy. Okay, you can discover that whole wheat flour usually stretch faster than the normal all-purpose flour. Okay, but the only difference is that it doesn't kind of bind that way that all-purpose flour used to bind. Okay, now once I was done, I wrap it up and let it stay for like 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, I had to brush my pan and I want to use that. So I'm using my small pan of 5 by 3 inches, and then I scaled this and it gave me about 470 grams. Then I divided it into two, which is 235 grams each. Then I sprinkled some vegetable oil on my work surface because you don't need to use all purpose flour or any flour for this so that it doesn't get harder. So I scaled each 235 grams, and then I had to grease, like I say, I greased my pan, and then I transferred this first one into this, and this first one I decided to cover the pan. Then the second one, I just had to divide it into 3 parts and then place inside the pan as well. But this one, I decided not to cover the pan. So what I just did was to just cover it with a leather bag or nylon proof bag and then kept it by the side. So I allowed them to proof for 1 hour, and after the 1 hour, I was ready to bake them. So preheat your oven first for up to 10 minutes and up to like about 150 degrees C, and then you place this in your oven and let it bake till they are completely done. You bake according to your oven temperature. So for mine, I bake at 150 for just 30 minutes, and they were awesomely done. Like you can see how fluffy and moist this bread is. I had to brush the top with some margarine to keep it moist so it doesn't dry out, and you can see how beautiful this bread turned out. I hope you're going to give this a try.